And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Elmhurst College. Women's soccer under the lights for you on this Thursday evening. From the suburbs of Chicago, I'm Tim Calderwood alongside Kevin Jude. Elmhurst hosting Alverno in a non-conference showdown. Elmhurst 5-1, Alverno 2-6. Elmhurst is in the sky blue uniforms. Alverno out of the Northern Athletics Conference in the red. Elmhurst has recorded 4 consecutive victories. The last time they took to the field, September 18th against Eureka last Sunday, a 9-0 victory. They've posted 3 consecutive shutouts.
The 9-0 doesn't even truly indicative of that match. It was 8-0 at halftime. The Blue Jays called off the Dogs clearly in the second half. It was 9-0, and they outshot Eureka 90-0 in the contest. Elmhurst goalkeepers literally touched the ball one time in the entire game. Just a dominating performance against Eureka this past week, and Elmhurst offense rolling right now.
Corner kick for the Blue Jays here early in this one. They'll play short. Shy of the box and steer it out. Blasted in and bouncing to the waiting goalkeeper, Samantha Robinson, in net for Alverno. Robinson has played every minute this year for the Inferno. 728 minutes total, has surrendered 22 goals in 8 matches, 2.72 goals against average, 63 saves. She does own a shutout among her 2-6 record this year. Quick start key for the Blue Jays here, I think, again this evening. See if that offensive momentum can carry over from their trip down to Southern Illinois over the weekend. They also won 2-0 at Greenville on Saturday. Hammered into the box, knocked around, waiting, and in. The Blue Jays are on the board. Valerie Wesley opens the scoring in the 3rd minute.
Assist on the play coming from Jess Belmonte. She served it up from the near side. And just like that, Tim, 2.5 minutes into the game, and the Blue Jays have drawn first blood.
Wesley missed a couple of matches earlier this year, but her 5th goal ties Amy Bashan for the team lead in that department. So it is a solid start for the Blue Jays today. Kevin, if you would, the starting lineups when you get a moment over there.
For Elmhurst, Tim, we've got Maddie Fitzpatrick back in goal. Stephanie Berryman, Stephanie Thompson, Shannon Pimmel, Jess Belmonte, Valerie Wesley, Morgan Geimer, Amy Bashan, her twin sister Katie Bashan, Allie Seibel, and Heather DeMoss make up the starting 11 for the Blue Jays. Give you Alverno's here in a minute.
Inferno able to clear the zone momentarily as it's all the way back towards Jess Belmonte.
For Alverno starters on the field, Robinson in goal. We mentioned her already. Rachel Kruger, Kelly Sundstrom, Brianna Gale. She's their offensive players. 8 goals, team lead, 17 points as well. Brittany Carpenter, Cynthia Flettis, Amber Thomas, Nava Manuriano, Caitlin Gallianetti, Ashley Saget, Ashley Ewing as well.
Alverno 2-6 on the season, entering play here in Elmhurst and already down a goal. Blue Jays, as we mentioned, have won 4 in a row, 3 of those via the shutout. They have one more non-conference matchup coming. That will be on Sunday against Knox at 1 o'clock. Contest that can be seen here on Blue Jay TV. And then it'll be into the conference portion, opening on October 1st against North Park University. That will be played at Barron's Park.
Katie Bashan with the cross into the box. Excuse me, Amy Bashan, rather, the ground ball cross into the box. Robinson, a nice job to come out and step in front of that one.
Katie Bashan trying to square it up, looking towards Wesley, who owns the goal for the Blue Jays here early on, scoring in the 3rd minute. We're coming up on 5 minutes into the first. Elmhurst with a 1-goal lead. Blue Jay women's soccer team will have 4 matches at Barron's Park. October 1st against North Park. October 5th against Marion, another Northern Athletics Conference foe. They'll also meet Wheaton and Milliken across town. Everything else will be played here on the fresh turf at Langhorse Field.
Elmhurst in solid control in the opening 5 minutes here.
And you can tell by the fact that every single member of Alverno is currently on the defensive side. This will roll through off the foot of Morgan Geimer and into the waiting arms of Robinson, the sophomore out of Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin.
Geimer moving into double digits in scoring this past weekend. She had a career game against Eureka, her first career hat trick.
Alverno has already played 4 matches in the Northern Athletics Conference. They are 1-3. An all-women's school in the Milwaukee area. Trying to come up with something on the offensive side. Navamani Irani with an offensive opportunity, and it's taken away. Blue Jays will play it out wide. Trying to set up here. Stephanie Berryman has it head out. Brought in by Morgan Geimer. Aiming and missing. A goal kick upcoming. Last time out for Alverno, they lost to Dominican 4-1. That was on Monday. Tuesday make it. They also recorded a 2-0 victory over Maranatha on September 17th. Other teams that they have played, they beat Mount Mary 10-1. Jess Belmonte chasing along the near side. And it'll head out off of Ashley Ewing.
No, official Todd Abraham in the middle said it went off of Belmonte's knee, so it will be a goal kick instead here.
Officials today are
Todd Abraham in the center, Robert Isaac and Dimitar Shadavrov on the ends.
37-48 in the first half. Here's the goal kick from Robinson. And it's knocked airborne by Heather DeMoss. Surrounded, and the Blue Jays settle down as Belmonte leads it ahead towards Amy Bashan.
Not the strongest leg for Robinson, only able to boot that about 30 yards or so.
Handball off of the serve from Bashan. Morgan Geimer along with Jess Belmonte. Waiting for the Blue Jays to set up, trying to build on an early 1-goal lead. It'll be Geimer with the honors, hooking with the right foot and bouncing to the waiting Robinson.
Third shot of the game already for the Blue Jays. All 3 have been on goal. There's a good boot for Robinson this time.
Settled down by Rachel Kruger. Looks to lead Amber Thomas. And Belmonte takes away. Katie Bashan carrying onto the offensive side. Playing out wide. As Stephanie Berryman controls. Berryman blasts into the box. Targeting the open DeMoss, who just missed.
Good look by Berryman for DeMoss, and she had Robinson going the opposite way, trying to come near side, and had the whole far side of the net wide open, but just pushed it wide.
Heather DeMoss with another shot for the Blue Jays. That is her 15th shot of the season. Comes Elmhurst once again into the offensive zone. Settled down, attempted to play through. Knocked around and over the end line.
That was...
The referee called it a corner. The linesman said it was a throw. The referee with the view will award the Blue Jays a corner kick, their second of the match.
Absolutely a corner kick. It bounced off of 3 Alverno players. Elmhurst player didn't touch it in the box.
Jess Belmonte places it down with a left foot towards the box. Free. And back down towards Belmonte. Belmonte is onside. 1-on-1 with Hewing. And blasts it out of play. 10 minutes into the matchup. Elmhurst scoring in the 3rd minute. Holds a 1-goal lead. Valerie Wesley's 5th of the year. The lone loss for the Blue Jays was here at home to Kalamazoo on September 4th by a 1-0 score.
It was a very tight game. We had that broadcast here on Blue Jay TV. It was back and forth for a long time. Finally, Kalamazoo getting the game winner about the 85th minute, I believe.
It's the first time the Blue Jays have played under the lights here at home this year. Langhorst Field with the new turf and the lights installed this year as well.
First time ever, actually, not just this year, Tim, but first time ever under the lights at Langhorst Field. We've played some night games out at Barron's Park the past couple seasons. First ever meeting between these two squads as well.
Geimer has a go, and Robinson is there.
Good shot by Morgan Geimer. Had Robinson backpedaling, but Robinson able to stay with it the whole way.
About a 35-yard attempt from Geimer, who is a junior out of Milwaukee. Geimer with 10 points this year. Second on the team.
Already Elmhurst out shooting Alverno 5-0 in the game.
And Thomas has some issues. Couldn't play it along the near side of the field. Belmonte will trot ahead. Morgan Geimer. Near corner. Targeting Katie Bashan. Played out.
Like you said, you know that Alverno's struggling, Tim, when they're packing 9 players back defensively, leaving only Rachel Kruger up in front of the Elmhurst defenders.
Off the foot of Amy Bashan. Robinson will put up another corner or another goal kick here.
Brianna Gale, the most dangerous offensive player here for Alverno. They list her as a defender at 5'2", a freshman, but she has 8 goals and assists already for a team leading 17 points. Kruger, the other top scorer, 4 goals, 2 assists for 10 points.
Out along the far side for an Elmhurst throw. First half of action today. Into the box and just out of the reach of Bashan. Here's Katie Bashan with a right foot rolling towards the waiting Robinson.
Which is making Robinson work early here.
High punt with the right foot. Blasted away by the Blue Jays. Onside is Amy Bashan with a left foot, aiming for Geimer through, and it's played away.
Alverno not having much success clearing the ball downfield.
It seems like Elmhurst, every time they've come up offensively, the ball has been in the box with an opportunity.
Yeah, a lot of good scoring chances so far, Tim.
Still only 1 goal, though, right now.
Couple near misses, couple good saves by Robinson thrown in there as well.
Katie Bashan, high into the right for Wesley. Couldn't keep it in.
The Blue Jays mixing it up on offense, too, trying to go to the middle, trying to play the outside. Keep up this pressure the whole game. You can't imagine it'll be 1-0 the entire way. Elmhurst knocked on the door several times already to add to this lead.
And it'll be an Elmhurst throw deep on the offensive side. The Blue Jays progressing ahead here in the first half. Nice night for soccer. Supposed to drop pretty heavily overnight, however. Staying Elmhurst's way. 59 currently. Relatively clear night. Sun setting off to our left. Temperature's supposed to drop down into the 40s this evening.
Much cooler temperature the rest of this week, I believe, as well.
Wind is out of the west, presently at 5 miles per. Little too long for Shannon Pimmel. Slowed down and ahead towards Belmonte. 30 yards away. Belmonte tries to chase. Shy of the box with a left foot. At Robinson, dropped it a couple of times, but was able to recover.
Blue Jays have been working that from the near side several times. You've seen Jess Belmonte trying to send that cross in. If Robinson's not there, that has an opportunity to go into the net. That was on a line drive right at the perfect angle, and Robinson did a nice job stepping in front. Juggled it a little bit, but not able to give Blue Jays not able to capitalize on a rebound opportunity.
Handball on Elmhurst. Free kick for Alverno. Probably only about the second or third time that they've been on the offensive side here. 16 minutes into the contest. Elmhurst remaining in front by a goal. Scoring in the 3rd minute today. Along with Kevin Jude, I'm Tim Calderwood on this Thursday here on Blue Jay TV, where we provide coverage of Elmhurst College athletics all season long in the fall and winter. A little too long for Wesley. Sliding. Able to keep it in, though. Nice play. Wesley with some space. Taking all the way. Wesley on the move. Stutter step left with the left foot. Centers through and high off the foot of Amy Bashan.
Great work that time by Valerie Wesley. Would have been just a perfect fitting if Bashan could have connected that time, but sent it a little bit over the top of the net. Wesley doing it all on that play, keeping the ball in, a little touch pass give and go with Belmonte, and then just some fancy footwork to get free to the outside, to the outside.
Well, we've already talked about the addition of the lights and the turf here at Langhorse Field, a couple of new additions for 2011. It's also the first ever meeting between Elmhurst and Alverno in women's soccer. And the Blue Jays making the most of it so far with a 1-goal lead. This will scoot past Robinson.
Elmhurst now with 9 shots in the game's first 18 minutes.
We talked a lot about the Elmhurst offense because they've been able to pretty much control the pace of the matchup so far, coming off of a 9-goal showing on the road at Eureka Sunday. How about their defense, though? This is the 7th match of the year, and only 2 goals have been scored against Elmhurst.
Yeah, it's been a very strong start for the Elmhurst defense. Paul Webster was confident at the beginning of the year that the defense would be there. He was a little worried at times to who might step up and be that goal scorer, and so far we've seen several players step up and deliver in key games. Valerie Wesley's been there. Amy Bashan's been there a bunch. Morgan Geimer had the hat trick this past weekend.
Wesley on the left edge. Keeping it in, playing through, and wisely blasted out by Alverno. On the scene defensively, Brittany Carpenter.
Wesley with a solid take again. She had Bashan wide open in the middle, but Carpenter able to step in front.
A corner kick, quick and short. Elmhurst sets it up. Bashan far off the head of her sister Katie and out. One other match in the CCIW tonight. Washington University is at Millikin. Millikin, a strong start to 2011. The Big Blue are 5-0-1. Wheaton 7-0 presently. Illinois Wesleyan 6-1, Elmhurst 5-1, Augustana 5-2, North Central 3-2, Carthage 3-3-1, North Park 2-4-1.
Very strong start across from top to bottom for the league. Only one team under 500. 6 of the 8 with records over 500. Carthage sitting exactly at 500 on the year.
Settled down for Amy Bashan. Couldn't work her way around Amber Thomas defensively. Bashan then steps in and perhaps out of frustration collides with Thomas. First half of play in Elmhurst. Coming up on 20 minutes into the first, Elmhurst with the 1-0 advantage. Only goal of the matchup so far, scoring in the 3rd minute. Cynthia Flettis chips it up, but it's Belmonte on the move. Belmonte with a long run. Feeds it through for Wesley. Can she keep it in the box? Tripped up, out it goes, another corner upcoming. This will be the 4th for the Blue Jays in the half. 2 on each side now. For the season, Elmhurst with a 39-6 advantage in corners against their opposition so far.
Amy Bashan will set it up for the Blue Jays.
And cleared away. Elmhurst retains possession, however. Stephanie Thompson along the far side, battling against Rachel Kruger. And it'll be an Elmhurst throw.
Thompson coming up from her defense position, helping out with the offense.
Headed by Geimer. Amy Bashan with a left foot to the left. Bashan, the junior out of Downers Grove, leading Elmhurst with 11 points on the year. Held the team lead for goals before Valerie Wesley knotted her with the 5th of the season in the 3rd minute today. Kelly Sundstrom pushes across and out. Twisting away, a foul is called just out of the box. Valerie Wesley falling to the pitch. Wesley and Amy Bashan will control. Paul Webster telling his team, don't rush it here. Allow the opportunity to set up. Great chance here to work on set plays in the first half. There's the whistle. Wesley jumps over the ball. Bashan with the left foot has it zonk off of a Alverno defender. And another foul against the Inferno. As Jess Belmonte falls to the field. (22-10) first half. 1-0 Elmhurst. Free kick from 35 yards away for the Blue Jays. Allie Seibel will push wide into the box. Back out towards Belmonte. With the knee into the box against Thomas. Crosses through and cleared away. Once again, defensively, Carpenter in there.
Alverno's done a nice job defending those crosses as of late.
One of the reasons for that, I think, is because, well, as we talked about, their defense has been pressing up. There's been about 7 or 8 players in the box consistently every time a ball comes in the area.
Well, now you see it. Elmhurst still with 3 defenders back to just the 1 offensive player for Alverno. And quickly, here come the Blue Jays back again on offense.
Little too long for Wesley, but bumped aside by Ashley Saget.
Good feed that time by Katie Bashan. Trying to hit Wesley in stride as she hit the box. Like you said, Tim, a nice defensive touch by Saget, just poked it out of play.
Foul called on Elmhurst. Off of the hand as DeMoss was trying to settle down.
Played quite full 25 minutes here in the opening half. It's 1-0 Elmhurst. Blue Jays out shooting Alverno 10-0. Maddie Fitzpatrick hasn't touched the ball, hasn't had to move much in the Elmhurst goal yet. It's been all Blue Jays controlling on offense.
And the control continues. Belmonte steers right. Has it driven away. Kelly Sundstrom on the scene. Alverno looking to counter. A little too long for Kruger. Kruger will give chase. Stephanie Thompson lets it ride out. As you talk about Maddie Fitzpatrick in goal, we haven't really mentioned her name so far today. We'll give you the numbers on Fitzpatrick, a freshman out of Downers Grove. Although unlike the Bashans, she played at Downers Grove North. The Bashans were at Downers Grove South. Fitzpatrick, goals against average of 0.42. 7 saves this year, 5-1 record with 1 shutout. Belmonte threw into the box and just to the left.
Another shot by the Blue Jays, just going a foot or two wide to the outside. This game could easily be 3-4-0 right now for Elmhurst.
That was Amy Bashan with the attempt for the Blue Jays. Bashan never gave up on the attempt from Belmonte. Katie Bashan will push out towards Berryman. Freshman defender leads it into the offensive side. 18:54 first half. To the box it goes. DeMoss tracking down. DeMoss through. And out of the reach of Katie Bashan. Alverno looks to counter again, but nobody home. Morgan Geimer back to the goal, face up towards Katie Bashan. Nice one touch to the right. Blue Jays content to work it around and possess. Alverno forced to play out.
Alverno really back on their heels defensively. You've got all 10 other players besides the goalie back inside the 30-yard line here.
Wesley, a fake to the left, a move to the right, with the right foot, just off to the left. And a substitution for Alverno. First sub of the half. Kristen Hemmingson, a senior out of Brookfield, Wisconsin, enters for the Inferno. She's one of only 2 seniors on the roster for head coach Brittany Nikolic. 17:35 left. And another goal kick upcoming for Samantha Robinson.
So Elmhurst has been in control of this whole opening half, but I think head coach Paul Webster would feel a little more comfortable, Tim, if they could just bag 1 or 2 more goals here, give themselves a little bit more of a cushion.
Allie Seibel backing up. Elmhurst again in the offensive zone. Seibel settles. Leads Belmonte. On the move. Long run Belmonte. A little behind Wesley, who sets it up. And the attempt is high from Shannon Pimmel. Pimmel's 6th shot of the year.
Elmhurst continuing to pressure, though. Now it's a 13-0 shots advantage, 6-0 on goal.
Pimmel, another freshman for Paul Webster out of Bolingbrook. A good mix on this Blue Jay roster. Underclassmen versus upperclassmen.
They had a large senior class last year that graduated, so Paul Webster knew he had to find a slightly larger recruiting class this year, fill some of the holes.
Belmonte was looking for help. Samantha Robinson controls. And it's going Alverno's way. 15:50 first half. Geimer with a chest trap. Off the noggin of Amy Bashan. Out is Robinson to the edge of the box to scoop.
Good alert play by Robinson. Coming out, cutting off Bashan before she can get in one-on-one.
Morgan Geimer in the near corner. Continuing to move in. Right foot, little too high for the leaping Bashan, but set up perfectly.
Great opportunity again. Bashan was there. No one marking Amy Bashan 3 feet from the goal, and the cross just sailing a little bit too high.
There's been a lot of near misses here in the first half. We've played a half hour of the opening 45. And the only goal belongs to the Blue Jays in the 3rd minute. Valerie Wesley wins it, stood up, off the foot of Geimer, splits the uprights. It's good from 25. Ha ha ha. Robinson again with a right foot.
Blue Jays right now averaging about a shot a minute, which is exactly what their pace was.
Belmonte working her way around the newly entered Hemmingson. And past Robinson, but wide right.
Should be keeping track of the amount of crosses that Elmhurst has sent into the box that have just been a little bit wide or just missed on. Been a ton of those so far today as well.
Alverno has had very, very little possession time. They turn it over again. Geimer changing course. Wesley with a right knee. To the left edge of the box. Angles right. Has it cleared away. This is what you need to be leery of, an opportunity for Brianna Gale to potentially run away. But the Blue Jays were there defensively. 13 minutes left in the opening 45. Geimer. Angles right. And along the far side of the field, Alverno takes away again. Brittany Carpenter brings it in. Bounces up towards Gale. And out it goes. Substitution for Alverno. Caitlin Sharon, sophomore out of New Berlin, Wisconsin. Up to challenges Hemmingson momentarily. Allie Seibel will direct the pace for Elmhurst. And out it goes. Pimmel across towards Belmonte. Plenty of room in front. With a left foot, too long for Bashan. Just a 1-goal lead for Elmhurst here in the first with 11:20 to play. Wesley can't keep it in here.
No subs yet at all for Elmhurst. Nobody warming up either. Alverno, not a very deep squad.
Yeah, this could be Paul Webster's way of trying to make sure that this group finds a way to convert on more than 1 goal here in the half. Also, perhaps when you might need longer lengths of time. Play on according to the referee. Geimer blasts one into the box and to the left. For those conference matches, good time to work on things. During the non-conference slate, another sub for Alverno meanwhile. Casey Scheingraver.
Well, like you said, Tim, they're running out of time to start. The tune-ups for the conference season are all but over now. This is one of the last non-conference matches the Blue Jays have left. And conference play comes a call on next Saturday.
Belmonte crosses midfield. Belmonte on the move. Leading Wesley. Stepping into the box, Wesley, who has the goal, misses wide left.
Wesley has had very little problem getting around the defense of Alverno. Good job that time by the Inferno. I believe that was Kayla Kennedy. Or check that, that's Ashley Ewing. In to slow her down a little bit.
Under 10 minutes left in the half. Katie Bashan moves it right. Elmhurst brings it in. Stephanie Berryman up from defense. Berryman towards the box. Cleared away. At the feet of Berryman once more. And the attempt from Bashan is back to Berryman. Berryman along the far side. A little bit of a miss hit. Still finds the open DeMoss, who chips it up over the crossbar.
It's one of those inexcusable plays if you're Alverno. Somehow that just rolled at a slow pace all the way through to Heather DeMoss, who was still able to get a shot at it. I think DeMoss was a little surprised, actually, that the ball found its way all the way to her wide open in front.
Down to 8-18. Wesley on the right edge, flanked by Sundstrom, stood up. Never made its way through, off the foot of Katie Bashan. Bashan in to take it away from the recently entered Scheingraber. Off the shoulder of Geimer, near the Alverno bench, still in play. And Belmonte plays it back. 7:33 left.
Blue Jays just very good at finding the open space and the open player right now.
Amy Bashan. Miss hits. Wesley comes in to take away. Surrounded immediately by 3 red jerseys.
Alverno just having some communications problems in the back. Again, that ball mishit by Bashan, and somehow Valerie Wesley splits 2 Alverno players and able to control it for a split second. It's one of those for Alverno, somebody's got to go to the ball and sweep it out of there.
Wesley working on Gallinati. Robinson on the scene. .637 in the half. Just a 1-goal lead for Elmhurst here on Blue Jay TV tonight. On the move is Stephanie Thompson. And it rolls out.
Line's been right on top of it here near midfield. Put the flag up. Thompson just not able to corral it.
New on Blue Jay TV, the chat window on the right side. Feel free to drop in your thoughts tonight. First half winding down. Elmhurst up only a goal. Geimer stepping back, missing left. Boy, every time the Blue Jays have come strong, they seem to just be missing those posts, either the crossbar or the left post or the right post.
17th shot of the game for Elmhurst. Just the 7th on goal.
Morgan Geimer from 35 yards away. Forced to step away. Wesley brings in. Katie Bashan, flanked by 2 red jerseys. Katie Bashan with her right foot into the box, targeting her sister Amy. And it's chipped up and away.
They bounced up and got her in the hand, Hemmingson. Alverno can't seem to catch a break right now either.
Stephanie Thompson, play on. Thompson into the box. Interrupted there. Mani Arani for Alverno denies. Katie Bashan will blast it directly into the chest of Robinson. Towards midfield. Pimmel towards Geimer. Waiting. Ping-ponged around. Pimmel again. Finds the feet of Wesley. Into the box. Wesley lost it on her way to the left. Robinson out to challenge. And a goal kick. .3:10 to go in the half.
Looked like it caught Heather DeMoss. Yes, it did. Bounced up, caught her right in the wrist. Elmhurst has been knocking on the door all game long. They do have one early, but after that, a ton of chances and unable to convert any of them.
Kelly Sundstrom stood up. Carpenter came in to help. And now the Blue Jays have a chance. DeMoss, though, forced to change directions. 2:35 left. Geimer back towards Belmonte. Through for Geimer again. Onside. Geimer to the right post and cleared away. Into challenges DeMoss with a one-touch rolling towards Robinson.
Blue Jays just not able to get there on those crosses yet.
2:10 left in the first. Still just the one Elmhurst goal in the 3rd minute. Geimer up in the air. Geimer challenging against Robinson. Off of Robinson. Rebound is free, and Robinson will pounce. Corner upcoming for Elmhurst with 1:38 to go in the half. Amy Bashan with a right arm in the air. Into the box, off the head of DeMoss, punched away, and into the back of the net. Robinson punched it away, but it came down and the Blue Jays found a way to score the second goal of the half. As Elmhurst now holds a 2-goal lead with 1:13 left.
That was Wesley again.
That's what my initial thought was, Wesley. Although Belmonte was in there as well.
That's the case. You give the assist to Heather DeMoss. She had the initial shot, the rebound that created the scoring chance for the Blue Jays.
Just over a minute to play in the opening half. And for the first time, we call the name of Maddie Fitzpatrick. Just a simple through ball all the way to Fitzpatrick, who will sling it out towards Belmonte near side with under a minute.
Hasn't had to work much today. That's the first time, like you said, she's touched the ball.
Robinson shovels. and nubs it back towards midfield with under half a minute to go. Geimer ahead towards Wesley with some space in front. Wesley's cross blocked. Wesley recovers, blasts it off of Robinson. Robinson out. And with 5 seconds left, it heads out. And a goal kick is upcoming, but it won't happen. The opening 45 are in the books. Elmhurst in front by the score of 2-0. We'll have the second half coming your way with some numbers in a bit from Langhorst Field. This is Blue Jay TV.
We're actually really good this year. There's 23 of us on the team, so it's quite a large team. We were close friends. A lot of the teammates lived together with other teammates. In high school, I wasn't the most organized person because sports were just kind of like a side note in high school. Here, you have to really balance yourself. Division III, it's more academics first, softball second. So our coach really strives on the academic portion of the school. And, just like yesterday, we had a game. I went to class and came late to the game instead, but the game was canceled, luckily. Softball really kind of taught me some organization skills, I guess. We're actually really good this year. There's 23 of us on the team, so it's quite a large team. We were close friends.
Ready for the start of the second half in Elmhurst. The Blue Jays up by a pair of goals, both from Valerie Wesley in the first half. Elmhurst outshot Alverno 25-0. Shots coming from all different directions. Morgan Geimer, 7. Valerie Wesley, 6, including the 2 goals. 4 for Amy Bashan. 2 for Katie Bashan. 4 for Heather DeMoss. 1 each for Shannon Pimmel, Jess Belmonte. The 25 shots for Elmhurst, who did not sub in the first half. And right away, they'll press into the offensive zone. 2-0 Elmhurst with the advantage. Of those 25 shots, 14 on goal. 12 saves in the first half for Samantha Robinson, the sophomore keeper for Alverno. Elmhurst with 5 corner kicks. Each team with a pair of fouls. Those are the numbers in the first half. The story, Elmhurst 2 and Alverno 0. Elmhurst is offside. Flag is in the air. First time that either side has been caught off. A minute into the second from Langhorst Field on the campus of Elmhurst College. The first ever women's soccer night game here at Langhorst Field. Delights a new addition in 2011 along with a brand spanking new turf.
Looks like the full starters back out on the field for Elmhurst to start the second half. Alverno keeps a couple of their subs. Sharon still out there. Hemmingson still out as well.
Well, it only took 3 minutes in the first half for the Blue Jays to score. An early finder here in the second could potentially put this away. A goal kick upcoming. Amy Bashan tried to play it off of the Alverno defender, but she was already out when she did. It was Caitlin Gallinati, the freshman for Alverno defensively. Headed around. Alverno has come up with very little offensively here today. The Blue Jays have dominated literally from the outset of the matchup to where we are currently. Shannon Pimmel pushes out left. And back towards midfield it goes. Morgan Geimer. Far side. Elmhurst in the sky blue. Alverno in the red. Amy Bashan leads Geimer into the box. And she is stood up there by Ashley Saget.
Nice defensive play by Saget. Otherwise, it was going to be a one-on-one situation for Geimer coming in from the far side.
Upcoming schedule here on Blue Jay TV. Another women's soccer matchup Sunday. Knox College the opponent. Elmhurst will have their 6th corner kick upcoming. And then next week, kind of a light week. We have volleyball for you on Tuesday against Carthage, the nationally ranked Carthage College Lady Reds. A short corner for the Blue Jays, who bring it into the box, pushing through. Valerie Wesley in search of her 3rd goal today. She's taken the team lead now with 6 finders on the year. And football for you, the CCIW opener against North Park next Saturday at 1 o'clock. Blue Jays are on a bye week this week, heading into that game against North Park at 2-1. Into the box for Geimer. Looking to rid herself of 2 Alverno defenders. Guided away by the Inferno. Alverno out of the Northern Athletics Conference. 2-6 on the year. Elmhurst in one of their final tune-ups for the CCIW. Winners of 4 matches in a row, including 3 consecutive shutouts. First ever meeting in women's soccer between these two schools. Alverno out of Milwaukee. A foul will set up the Blue Jays with a 30-yard free kick.
Pretty clean game so far. Just 5 fouls total between the two teams.
Looks like some substitutions starting to warm up for Elmhurst on the near side. Paul Webster did not utilize his bench at all in the first 45 minutes. Here's the free kick. Almost through the legs of Robinson. Looked like she had a little problem picking it up.
Has had some juggling problems in the box so far for Alverno, but able to corral that one last second. You're right, Tim. It did look like it almost went between her legs.
A throw in for Alverno. Siebel plays it out.
Really no sustained possession so far for Alverno on offense. Just as I say that, the Inferno start to push forward a little bit.
They do not have a shot yet, and only once has the ball ended up at the hands of Maddie Fitzpatrick in goal for Elmhurst. Header towards the box, and that was short-lived. Past Amy Bashan, charges in to pressure Saget. And a throw in for the Blue Jays.
Saget couldn't quite keep up with the speed of Bashan, was able to slow her down though. Knock it towards the far sideline.
Into the box, controlled. Blasted high from Pimmel.
Good look for Shannon Pimmel. Open look from about 25 yards out. Blue Jays up just 2-0, and honestly, Tim, could easily be about 5 or 6 right now with the scoring chances that they've had.
And the number of shots as well.
27-0 so far. Shots advantage for the Blue Jays.
DeMoss over towards Belmonte, offside. Almost seems like at various points, Kevin, too, that Elmhurst is maybe taking one too many passes rather than trying to just put it into the goal and seeing what happens there.
Yeah, there's a few times you might like to just see them pull the trigger from the outside a little bit.
Well, there's enough bodies in the box, too, that Robinson has had some issues at points playing balls, and maybe you can get a fortunate direction right to the wide-open feet of one of your players. Rachel Kruger standing up, bashing. Belmonte chases down far side and leads it through past Wesley.
Blue Jay defenders haven't had to do a whole lot of work so far tonight. Kept Alverno at bay, though, and the Inferno try to mount any kind of charge.
Kelly Sundstrom.
Allie Siebel, Stephanie Thompson, Stephanie Berryman, the 3-back on defense for the Blue Jays.
And here come 4 Elmhurst subs to the table for the first time today.
Not checked in just yet. They'll have to wait till after this throw-in.
In the air. Still in the air. Collision between Blue Jays. Back out towards midfield. Berryman is there, letting it roll. We're headed Elmhurst's way, and 4 bodies will indeed enter. Shelly Shapazian. Lexi Laudensky. Kylie MacArthur for the Blue Jays. And I know I missed one.
Andrea Kamak was the
there
fourth
we go.
there. It's like it's Pimmel, Wesley, Geimer, and Amy Bashan, rather, all heading out for the Blue Jays.
Into the box again. And bouncing to Robinson. I believe that was Shapazian, or Ladensky, I should say, with an opportunity right away. Hemmingson tries to control. And out across the far side.
Blue Jays going to have to back it up a little bit on their throw-in just before midfield.
Over 10 minutes into the second, no additional goals. It was 2-0 at halftime by virtue of 2 markers off the feet of Valerie Wesley. It remains 2-0. Along with Kevin Jude, I'm Tim Calderwood on this Thursday night here on Blue Jay TV. MacArthur leads into the offensive zone. Tried to find DeMoss, but Alverno stepped in front. Siebel able to deny Kruger's potential breakaway.
Nice job by Siebel. Jump up, ruin Alverno's run, and then try to jump into the play offensively as well, help out. But the pass was led a little bit too far in front of Laudensky.
Speaking of Laudensky, tripped up. Brittany Carpenter's feet upend Laudensky.
Referee going to go have a word with Carpenter. No card, but it's probably about the hardest foul I think we've seen so far tonight. Just the 6th foul total in the game between both teams.
25 yards away, angled right. MacArthur into the box, headed away. Really, Alverno's fortunate it didn't end up a corner kick there.
Right at the flag, but over the sideline here, so a throw-in coming.
Montieri Arani defensively headed it out of play. To the box again. And away. Andrea Kamak with a right foot. Right into the waist of Robinson.
Blue Jays continue to fire away on offense. 29-0 now, Elmhurst out shooting. Alverno on the evening.
Robinson made 17 saves in a 5-1 loss at Wisconsin Superior. She will challenge that mark here today.
She's got 15 already in the books.
MacArthur off to the left.
Check that officially. She's got 14. There was a team save thrown in there on that scrum around the box in the first half.
Couple of starters ready to return for Alverno. Heather DeMoss controls for Elmhurst. Past Kamak. Here's Shapazian. Into the box. MacArthur at Robinson, who knocks it down. So there's the 15th save for Robinson today.
Good run that time by the Blue Jays. Allie Siebel started it with a nice defensive play, brought it up. Fed Shapazian open in the middle. Looked like Shapazian may have had a chance to make one move and get free, but instead tried to feed it to MacArthur, and MacArthur's shot blocked away by Robinson. And another Elmhurst throw-in coming on the far side. Third of the way through this second half, 15 minutes in the books.
Alverno will have a throw in here. And so the starters return. Cynthia Fleetus and Amber Thomas. Elmhurst taking control, up 2 goals. Kamak out to Berryman. Plenty of room for Berryman to work, waiting. Bouncing towards Robinson.
She's trying to chip that one into the box. That time no one coming from the far side. Robinson has been busy in the box so far for Alverno.
And another throw in for the Blue Jays with under 28 minutes to play on this Thursday night. Ladensky. Out towards Berryman, who has stepped up from defense onto the offensive side. One touch by Kamakin away. And a throw coming for Alverno. Brianna Gale, the leading scorer for the Inferno, 8 goals this year. Hasn't really even touched the ball today as Casey Scheibengraber returns. Alverno will have a chance to move it up a little further. Referee backing up the location of the free kick. It'll be Brittany Carper. Puts it down. Carpenter with a right foot. Bumped up and around. And Elmhurst takes away. Here come the Blue Jays with numbers if they can control. Long run for MacArthur. Using space. And the flag is in the air for offside. Referee never saw it, though.
No,
there it is.
Very good run by the Blue Jays, but just a touch offsides that time.
MacArthur with the left foot right at Robinson.
You're starting to see Elmer's taking some more of those direct shots in that we talked about earlier. They've been right at Samantha Robinson.
Shapazian has to wait to ensure she's onside. Has it blocked away. Siebel will take her time with 25 minutes left.
Alverno may have had their best opportunity just a second ago, Tim. It looked like they had maybe a 3-on-3, but they took too long. Elmer's able to get a couple extra players back, a bad pass, and suddenly the Blue Jays are going right back on the offensive attack.
Berryman. Airborne. Chested down by Gallinati. And a throw up coming.
Thompson was trying to hit it towards the near sideline. Said she blasted it just a little too far into the bench.
Berryman will step up for the throw-in.
It's a bad throw-in on Alverno, so Elmhurst will get it instead. A foul goes against the Inferno.
Berryman and MacArthur converge. MacArthur short to Berryman. Berryman with the shot rolling to Robinson.
Tried to get a screen that time. Did a nice move, had a head of steam as she was going towards the box. Sidestepped one defender, got a look, and they were trying to run a screen almost around Robinson, but Robinson saw it the whole way.
Ladensky. Out of the reach of Shapazian. 23 minutes left. Elmhurst up a pair, both goals in the first half. Nothing here in the second. Blue Jay falls to the turf. Towards the box. Berryman possesses. Waits. Finds MacArthur. Now it's Kamak dead on. Sidesteps a defender. Back to MacArthur at the right edge. Her attempt is blocked. Kamak with a left foot. Robinson out to challenge. And she was first on the scene.
Blue Jays being very patient offensively here, just looking for the right time. Try to send a feed into the box.
Siebel starts things offensively. MacArthur through and offside.
Thought she had held up on that one. The linesman saw it differently. Down to about 21:20 left on the clock.
Brittany Carpenter's free kick. Onside is Laudensky. Changing course, Laudensky past Robinson and into the net. First goal of the second half. The first goal in the career of Alexi Laudensky, a freshman out of Bolingbrook, Illinois. Finishing the breakaway. Kelsey Jasinski enters for the Blue Jays during this stoppage in play. It is now a 3-goal advantage. Clock is running at under 21 minutes. Robinson will collect. Kruger came chugging in. Here's MacArthur. Back towards Katie Bashan. Into the box. And a foul.
Elmhurst finally gets on the board in the second half now. 3-0. The Blue Jays out shooting Alverno 34-0 now in the contest, Tim.
MacArthur into the wall. DeMoss drives it left. Kept in along the end line. Nani Arani interrupts it momentarily. They try to work it through towards Gale. But Siebel is there, and for the second time today, Fitzpatrick will touch. Three-goal lead for Elmhurst with less than 20 minutes to play. Onside. Shapazian to the box. Upends for Laudensky. And it's out.
More subs warming up now on the near side for Elmhurst. Paul Webster may just clear his bench.
Kelsey Jasinski to the box for MacArthur, whose left-footed attempt is left. .18:05 to play. another goal kick. Both teams have some bodies headed to the scorer's table here. Ladensky collides. And she is tripped up, setting up a free kick. Valerie Wesley with 2 goals for the Blue Jays, her 5th and 6th of the year. Lexi Ladensky finding the back of the net here in the second half, her first collegiate goal as Elmhurst leads 3-0. Back from whence it came. MacArthur sets up with the left foot just over that left crossbar.
Good idea by Kylie MacArthur, aiming for the upper left corner and just sent it a touch high.
Molly Deal, Kristen Plyer, Ann Klansnick for the Blue Jays. Kelly Sundstrom for Alverno. Substitutions with less than 17 minutes to play. Referee clearing up whose ball it is on the far side. Shapazian couldn't trap. Elmhurst able to keep in. Towards the box and away. Spinning is Kruger. And out along the far side.
The only starters left on the field now for the Blue Jays are Stephanie Thompson and Allie Siebel, along with Fitzpatrick in goal.
Speaking of Thompson, she'll start the break. Shapazian just out of her reach off of the one touch from Plyer. And Samantha Robinson is there. Alverno in the red, Elmhurst in the blue. Women's soccer tonight on Blue Jay TV. More women's soccer action coming your way Sunday against Knox College. Next week we have volleyball for you on Tuesday against the nationally ranked Carthage College Lady Reds. The third CCIW match for Elmhurst, who sits at 1-1 in CCIW play after losing in 4 sets to Milliken Tuesday night, a contest which was seen here on Blue Jay TV. Also, upcoming next week, the return of football, who is off this week. Live video coming your way for the CCIW opener right here at Langhorst Field 1 week from this Saturday, October 1st. Are we really talking about October already? My goodness.
First month is flying right by.
Pretty soon that white stuff will be falling from the skies.
Well, he talked about, it's a sign, Tim, when we're already all but through with the non-conference season of the men's and women's soccer teams. And just a couple of non-conference games remaining for each of those squads. The women have Knox still to come. Then they open next Saturday against North Park at home. They do have 2 other non-conference games sandwiched in between conference play. Marian University from Wisconsin coming here on the 5th. And Chapman University making the long trip out from the West Coast. They're in for a couple of Midwest non-conference games.
Plunked around and out. And I'll check with our director, Glenn, as well. I believe that all of these games are available on demand still? Yes. Right off of the Blue Jay TV channel on YouTube. You can go back and watch any of our broadcasts if you miss a women's soccer matchup, perhaps.
Well, if you're here watching us on Blue Jay TV, just right at the top, all you got to do is click on Demand Sports. I'll bring up the list of available broadcasts.
21st century technology is a wonderful thing. And hey, you can look at the play-by-play, find out when the goals were, and even fast forward to those points. Too long for Shapazian. Robinson will reach out with a left hand with 12:35 left. Foul against Elmhurst. We talked about the football team opening against North Park on October 1st. Well, women's soccer opens on October 1st as well. They'll start at 4:30 against North Park. Maddie Fitzpatrick keeps. First on the scene before Sundstrom came charging home.
Just Fitzpatrick's second touch of the day.
Ashley Hewing enters. Time winding down here at Langhorst Field tonight. Elmhurst on the verge of win number 5 in a row. Looking for the 4th consecutive shutout as well.
Good idea by Monterey trying to lead Kruger down the near side, but left her too far. It was really the first sustained time on this half of the field on offense for Alverno.
Kruger trying to set the scene for Alverno. Flettis chases back towards midfield. And chasing is Shapazian. Wins the foot race from Saget. Plays it out off of Saget for an Elmhurst throw.
Good angle that time taken by Ashley Saget. Knew she was going to lose the foot race, but cut off the angle for Shapazian to get around her. Slow it down and let your defensive teammates come back to help.
Here's Jasinski to the box. And a left-footed attempt from Shapazian finds the back of the net. Shelly Shapazian's 3rd of the year furthers the Elmhurst lead. It's now 4-0.
Kelsey Jasinski registering her first assist of the year.
Shapazian, a sophomore out of Aurora, Ohio. Off of the bench for Elmhurst, who scored twice in the first half and has scored twice here in the second. Down under 10 minutes to play. And a throw for Alverno. Tim Calderwood with you alongside Kevin Jude. Kevin will have the call on Sunday for the matchup against Knox College.
Knox at 2-4 entering this weekend. They do have a game on Saturday prior to their date with the Blue Jays here at Langhorst Field.
Elmhurst peaking early. Up by 4 here tonight. Looking to improve to 6-1. Throw in towards the box. Dangerous as Gale is there. Down towards Amber Thomas. And back out to midfield. Shapazian, who scored moments ago, leads the break for the Blue Jays. But Fleitas is on her defensively. Another Elmhurst throw. Kamak couldn't control. And a foul the other way. Allie Siebel was ready to play it. Didn't realize there was a whistle back on the defensive side. Alverno with a restart with under 8 minutes to play. And quickly out.
It's been the story for Alverno today, Tim. Just not able to sustain any kind of offense here. An open player right down the far sideline and just sending the pass out.
Dinged around. And Elmhurst will again move to the offensive side. On the run is Jasinski. Looks for some help. Out off of Hewing.
Looked like Jasinski may have been able to cut that to the inside after the pass, as she was clearly around the defender. But took it more to the outside. Her centering pass, though, deflects out, so it will be another corner kick for Elmhurst.
Kylie MacArthur with the honors. 6:50 ticking away. And it is played away by Neri Irani. MacArthur zings it through the box and out. Caitlin Sharon will return. Klansnick leads it towards the box. Waiting is MacArthur off the crossbar. Rebound. Off the shoulder of Alverno. That was Carpenter defensively.
The Inferno catch a big break that time. Klansnick's pass was perfect through and right off the crossbar. Was Kylie MacArthur's shot, but another corner kick for the Blue Jays.
Out of the reach of Robinson. Down and around. MacArthur there again, but it's out. We're down near 5 minutes left on this Thursday. Charging in is Laudensky. Lost her footing. Sundstrom looks to move to the offensive edge. Jasinski to Laudensky. 2 goals today for Valerie Wesley. Lexi Laudensky and Shelly Sapasian with the others for the Blue Jays, who lead 4-0. Kamak. Back towards Ladensky. And Elmhurst forced to send it all the way back onto the offensive side. Alverno won 7 matches a year ago. They've already begun play in the Northern Athletics Conference.
Under 4 minutes to go now in this contest. The Blue Jays well on their way to their 6th victory of the season.
MacArthur with a lot of space. Into the box, wide right. 3:25 to go. Mani Arani finagles at midfield. A little too strong for Sundstrom with under 3 minutes to go. Play on according to the referee. MacArthur. Wide right again.
Blue Jays have had all kinds of runs into the box today, but just they unable to connect on a lot of those crossing attempts. But still with a comfortable 4-goal cushion. Elmhurst out shooting Alverno 41-0 in the contest, including a 24-0 edge shots on goal advantage. Blue Jays with 8 corner kicks to Alverno's 0. And another throw-in opportunity for the Blue Jays.
2 minutes left. A corner.
Make it 9 corner kicks now for the Blue Jays.
It's MacArthur again on the near side. Out of the reach of Kamak. And played away to set up another corner kick with 1.5 minutes left. Still through and all the way around. Chased down by Scheibengraber. And an Elmhurst throw in. A little too long for Shapazian. Brianna Gale dinks it along the far side. And we're down to 45 seconds. MacArthur plays to herself, settles, and has it taken away by Mani Arani. Gale. Back to Mani Arani. With a right foot to MacArthur. Or to Fitzpatrick, I should say.
First one that will actually go down as a save for the Blue Jays.
The only shot for Alverno today. Time runs out. Elmhurst blanks the Inferno 4-0. Alverno falls to 2-7, while Elmhurst wins match number 5 in a row and number 6 on the year. The Blue Jays are 6-1. We'll next see women's soccer coming up on Sunday at 1 o'clock here on Blue Jay TV. That'll put up the finishing touches on tonight as Elmhurst records a 4-0 victory over Alverno. For my broadcast partner, Kevin Jude, and for our entire Blue Jay TV crew, I'm Tim Calderwood. Good night.
Wrestling here has been great. I've been able to achieve some of my goals I've set for myself, and I guess coming to a smaller school in wrestling, I got to be able to start right away and wrestle every year so far. Coming here and be able to compete right away is great. Since coming here in wrestling, I'm a 3-time All-American. I won a national championship this year, went undefeated, 2-time conference champion, conference outstanding wrestler this year. Me and Coach Baird are pretty close. I go in there all the time and talk to him, not just about wrestling. And since coming here, I've been able to like relate closer to like my team and the coaches and stuff.